This looks like our US 30 is dropping into profit, guys. Let's see. Let me send this link out to Gene Vaughn real quick. We can get started. It's chilly. Hey, Dub Sneaks. Hey, Matt. Wax, Short Scene, Susan. Hey, everybody. Yeah, unfortunately, we got disconnected from the live stream earlier, so I'm going to be holding this one-on-one session with Gene Vaughn. So if you guys have any questions, I'm probably not going to be able to see this chat once we get started, since this is a one-on-one session. But you guys are more than welcome to just sit in. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at the active trades right now as well. So I'll be having this one-on-one session with Gene Vaughn. We're probably going to cover some stuff that he needs help with so I can mentor him. But you guys can see pretty much how I mentor, on these one-on-one sessions. So let me just wait for him to show up real quick. And then once we get started, let me get Rob real quick in this chat. Cool. So yeah, we're still waiting for this to drop here. Hey, Javon, how's it going, bro?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, man, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir.
Yeah, did you take this US 30 trade?
Oh yeah, man. Bro, like I draw my trend line, and man, it hit. Like I took out at least like $300, and I knew it was gonna go in for the as soon as it hit that trend line on the support, it was gonna bounce up. So I just closed the trade.
Nice. Yeah, that was kind of smart. I was thinking about doing that too because of the the news coming up soon. It's in about an hour or so, so that's definitely going to affect the market. But I just held on to it for a bit because I took a little bit of a loss when I took this buy up here on accident. So I wanted to recoup that loss, but I shouldn't have been greedy, and I should just close it out just like you did. But it's all right. We'll see how it plays out.
Yes, sir. It was like, man, I was seeing all the dojis, and I was just like, bro, like, damn, this is, like when they say when you see so many dojis, it's like undecision. But I was like, you know what? I trust in you. And I was just like, let me just critique it just a little bit. So I went ahead, and when I mark up that trend line, I was like, yes, he's right. It's going to sell. And it hit the trend line. And as soon as it hit that trend line, like the channel, it just shot up. I was like, you know what? If it comes back down, like, would you feel like it would be smart to hop back in for the sale, or just be okay with today and we're going to come back harder tomorrow?
I'd be okay with just taking the profit and just, sitting it out because with the news coming up, we really don't know what's going to happen. If we had an idea, like say if it was like unemployment news, right, then we would know that it's going to go in one direction. But with the economic forecast, they could be talking about one thing and then go from one thing to another. And then this could be spiking up and down. So it might be a little risky if you end up holding it into that. So I wouldn't re-enter because you already, be happy with your profit and just move on to the next one because there's going to be more trades. This isn't the only one. But yeah, I personally would have gotten out if I made some profit. Let me check my MC4 to see if I'm even in profit right now because it's pulling back to entry. Probably not. Yeah, I gave up some profit right there. I was up like a couple $100 and I could have closed it out, but unfortunately I'm in the
Bro,
negative
I
now.
kid you not. As soon as I saw it hit the trend line, bro, I was like, I'm out. I was like, no. Okay, when you go to the decision, like, okay, you know what? Damn, should I just stay in? I was like, man, because bro, I done came to this conclusion so many times of me getting burnt from not just going with that first instinctive move. Because it's just like when I start second guessing myself, bro, I've lost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, bro. Not just trusting my instinct. Like, yeah, you might have an instinct to where, like, like you override what you say, and like maybe like 2, 3 out of 10 times you might possibility be right, but then out of the 7 to 10 times where you should have made that first move, it's just that you did it and you got burnt, and you just looking at the screen like, bro, what the fuck, why didn't I just
Yeah.
listen to myself? And then the thing is, you see the price is going up and it's going higher and higher and higher, and you're like, okay, it's gonna just probably come down, because it's like a whole psychological game of having your mentality just like, it's gonna come back, and it's almost like the market is tempting you to be like, yeah, let's make him feel like we're gonna come back down, but we're really not. We're just gonna soup all his money, all his hard work, all the money he flipped just like that in an instant. Man, I'm gonna make a long story short. I was in GR30, bro. I kid you not. I was up $7,000. And on the night of COVID-19, when it hit the news, bro, when I woke up, bro, that 7,000 was gone.
Oh man, damn, that's the worst feeling, bro. You go to sleep and you think it's gonna play out. You wake up and it is a complete opposite. You're like, man, what happened? And like in those 5 hours I was asleep, and it happens all the time. It's funny. That's why I always emphasize risk management, because a lot of people think they can get lucky all the time, but in reality, your luck only runs for so long until it's gonna come back and bite you.
Right, man. Man, that is crazy, bro. I was like, that was the first time I've ever like, bro, I don't even spend 7,000 in a day.
In a day, yeah, right?
So
Yeah.
I was just like, in my mindset, I was like, honestly, I could have really went and bought a car if I wanted to with that 7,000, bro. I was so pissed. So it was like a reality check. I was like, wait a second, is this real? Did I just lose $7,000 in a night?
Yeah, no, man, it's as real as it gets, bro. And you know how it is. Like it hits you when you least expect it. Like it hits you when you're like at that high where you're so hyped and you're like, oh man, this is gonna hit, this is gonna hit. And then all of a sudden you're like, damn, what happened?
Right, man. Man, but I'm so grateful. Like, man, like, I don't know why. Like, I saw you in my Telegram group chat, and I don't know why. I just never looked in the chat. I was like, K². My sister put me on to you. My sister put me on to you. And I was just like, oh snap, K². I was like, I don't know why. I just never took it serious. And then, like, I don't know, like, it was something one day I just saw like a message, and I was like, let me see what these people are talking about. So I went in the group chat, and I was like, whoa. I was seeing all these profits. I was like, what? I've been seeing you in my Telegram group for like a whole year. I've been seeing K² for a whole year. And all of a sudden, randomly, I don't know why, I just decided to be like, okay, well, let me give these guys a try. Let me see what they're talking about. I'm talking about, I've been seeing you a whole year, and I just decided to come join you. I was like, man, I'm so grateful, man, because a lot of these people out here, man, I just been, they tell you this and that, but you, truthfully, bro, I've never seen somebody as you that's so genuine just to help people and be like, and I understand that losses do occur, but like your wins, it eliminates the losses, man. And you just helping out people, trying to like help people to like build a foundation for themselves, man. I have to congratulate you, because there's
Thanks, bro.
nobody else out
Yeah.
here that's knowing that like you, man. Like, man, like you are the true, like your work ethics, you being, politically correct and just telling it what it is. And I'm not saying you're God, like, you're not like somebody who could just predict all the time, but at the same time, I do thank you for the hospitality that you show towards trying to help people, like, to break this curse of poverty. For real.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
real.
Because that's pretty how, like, the trading space is. You see a lot of fake traders out there, a lot of people that just give out bad knowledge, because what they're doing is they're just reiterating what they learned from someone else that didn't know what they were doing. And it just goes into that circle where they make losses, and then they try to make it feel like it was your fault that you made that loss. And then you're like, damn. and you try to listen to them and they just keep going in that circle. But for me, it's like, I want to be real with you guys and make sure that you guys understand that, there's going to be wins and losses. But if you stay consistent, those wins are always going to outweigh the losses, at the end of the week, month, or year. And that's what it really is. Because like you said, you've been with us for like a whole year and didn't really realize. But if you go back and look at all the results, you're like, yeah, this was actually pretty consistent if you just kept, doing the same thing over and over again, pretty much.
Bro, I feel as if my sister, like, she doesn't know how to trade for shit, bro. Honestly. And like, man, like one day, she came up to me. I've been doing trade. I didn't even know that she was a part of trading. And one day she came to me and was like, she made 20,000. But the thing is, I'm just not putting the pieces in the puzzle together. I was like, how could you have made 20,000 and you don't even know how to trade? But she was the one who invited me to your group chat. So I feel like she made 20,000 from you. And like, I'm just now putting the pieces. I'm like, oh, so that's how she made 20,000. It has to be because of him. Because my sister don't know how to trade, bro. But the thing is, my sister was the one who invited me into your group chat. It's just that I didn't take it too serious. And now, like, I was just like, you know what? I saw y'all. I was like, I talked to Jazz. I was on the phone with Jazz for like 30 minutes to an hour just talking to him. I was like, man, is this real, bro? Man, is this the truth? Is it worth it? He was like, yeah, man. Like, bro, this team is, man. He was like, man, this is the shit, bro. Like, I'm just like, okay, we gonna see. And then you called a trade, and as soon as I saw you call that trade, I was like, yup, sign me up. I was like, boom, like 50, and then it's $50. I was like, man, sign me up, $50, and then shoot that 150. I just made that 150 back in like what, a day?
Exactly. Yeah, it was that Friday, right? Yeah, you like posted that your profits, and I was like, oh, he actually took the trade. Like, I didn't realize that you were following us because you weren't in the premium yet, but I know that you took the trade, and I was like, damn, he made some profit, and he was in the public. He wasn't even in the premium group at that point.
No, I wasn't. But as soon as I hit that, because I was like, you know what? See, this is the type of person I am. I'm not a type of person where like I like all about loyalty and respect. And if you're the truth, bro, I'm gonna give you you put in your 50, I'm gonna give you my 50. As soon as you said show me the truth, I'm like, what, man, this man deserve, man. I'm finna sign up with this man. It don't make no sense. Like, like, because then you're doing it for free. So you have to show that it's almost like, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Because the thing is, you're only paying like at least like 5% of taxes of what you get from you giving this blessing to us.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing with me too. Like, I don't really want to charge too much because I want it to be available for everyone, So like in reality, the thing is, if you give something to someone for free, like where there's no like consequence to it, people are going to take advantage of it, and they're just not going to use it. But if they have like $50 in it, they're going to be like, oh, I'm actually going to use this. And then from there, it gets them into that mindset where they start making profits and they're like, this actually, it actually works. Because the thing is, if you give free stuff to people, like if you give me something for free, like a free gym membership, I'm probably not going to use it. But if I'm paying like $20 a month for a gym membership, I'm probably going to go every once in a while, check it out. Something like that.
Right. Man, I'm looking at that US 30, man. That thing coming back down.
You thinking about hopping back in? I mean, you can hop back in if you want, bro, because I'm in the trade. So honestly, I want it to come all the way down. But yeah, I don't know, because when the news comes out, it's probably going to either spike up or spike down. I think it's going to spike down, honestly, because right now, the economy is not going to be better. So it'll probably spike down a bit. But what usually happens towards the end of the year is like almost every December, it comes down to like some low point, and then midway through December, it just starts shooting up all the way because it brings that morale. They want people to feel good about the economy, especially towards the end of the year, because they want to be like, oh, we closed out 2021 strong or 2020 strong, and they're gonna like hype people up to keep going on, into the next year. That's usually what happens in December. That's why I was kind of hoping for a buy right here, but now that we got the sell, I think it's going to come down far enough to, at least hit our TPs, maybe even TP1 right here.
Oh, shit, bro. I'm looking at it right now, bro.
It's dumping. It's dumping right now. It's looking good.
Damn. I was looking at your take profit. I was like, damn, this dude got some like huge take profits, man. No cap.
Yeah. The profits are like, it's from my back testing, because I went through like 5 to 10 years of data. Like I went through every single US 30 entry using the same strategy. like 5, 10 years. And it came to a point where I try to get, the sweet spot. What's like the actual movement where it moves from the entry to the TP. And most of the time it's like spot on 1500. Like once it gets to that point, it'll probably pass it just a little bit and then reverse right back up. So that's why I always have it there. But that's why I have the TP1 right here. Because for TP1, this is just like a reminder to, like move your stop loss and profit just in case. That way, when price crosses that point, you already guarantee those profits. So if it does cross that point and then it ends up reversing on you, you already locked in those profits. However, if it continues to push down to full TP, then you lock in the full profit. So you're pretty much risk free at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, man. Yeah, man. And then I found out you was a lawyer. Like I was like, what? Like I'm just trying to understand. Like, who is this guy? Like, who is this guy? Like, I just see like K² Shawn. I'm just like, oh, he's a lawyer, and then he's 30, and then he trades. I'm like, who are you? Like you just came out of the clear. Like you just came out of the sky, like an angel. Like, yeah, man. I just want to help. I just want to bring peace to humanity. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? I'm
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
man.
No, I was doing that for a while, and then I got, it was stressful. It's a lot of work. Honestly, being a lawyer, it pays all right, but man, the work is just stressful, bro. So it got to a point where I was like, I need an escape from this. And the thing is, I always like trading, and it got to a point where people were asking me to teach them how to trade. So that's how I created these indicators, because basically, I can see everything that's going on without these indicators, because I created these from scratch. So basically, this is like my thought process. I created these so that you guys can see like what's going on in my head, because I've been trading for like 10 years and I'm able to identify these things without, anything on the chart. If I took everything off here, I could still identify like these little signals. Like right here, you can see that price established a low, and then you see these bullish candles. So you can anticipate like a buy signal to come up somewhere right here or right here. And if I turn that on, it's like right there on that same candle I was just mentioning about. So pretty much all these indicators are stuff that I learned from my experience, but it's hard for me to explain to you what I'm seeing if I can't, provide the visuals. So like, that's why I create these indicators, and now you guys can see exactly what I see and pretty much, apply exactly what I'm doing as well without having to have like that full knowledge pretty much.
Bro, like, how did you get the eye? Like, how did you get the eye, like, for the masterpiece? Like, how?
Yeah. It was a lot of practice, but it was a lot of trial and error. I lost a lot of money in the beginning. I probably lost like maybe 10K. I think 10K was like the most I lost within a year. And it was I just never gave up, bro. I never gave up because I knew that there was some way to win at this. I was like, I see all these people winning at trading. And it was like, if they could do it, why can't I do it? So for me, I just kept practicing day in, day out for like years until it got to a point where I was like, okay, I can see what's happening here. So then let me put this into a code so that you guys can see on the screen with these like little signals right here. Because if you look at it really closely, it's really easy to spot it. Like if you have, the zones and everything, you can identify like when price rejects off it, and then you see that momentum move, and then you can see how it comes up with the signal right here. Same situation over here, it rejects off it, and then you get that big sell signal, and then it pushes in the other direction. So it all came with like practice. Honestly, if you practice the K² strategies, or you like trade it like enough, like as many times as possible, you're going to be able to start seeing what I see too. Because overall, you're going to be able to take off all these, all these little markings on the chart. And then you're just going to look at it and you'll be like, okay, I see this rejection right here. It was followed by, some strong bearish candles right here. And then this is probably going to be a sell signal, right? If I turn that on, or it actually came over here. So the rejection actually came up here, and then it was followed by these bearish candles. So then that's why this signal came here. This would have been another signal, but since the signal was already valid up here, that's why another one didn't come up over here. But it all really comes with practice. I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of people think that you can master this within a couple months or a couple of years, but in reality, it takes a lot of time. But if you really want it, you'll make it happen. That's really what it is.
Bro, you said that you took the buy signal. Can you tell me like what happened? Like I know the K² the K² it showed to take a buy, but what can you tell me like the error of what happened?
Yeah. So like right here for this one, when I took this right here, let me see if I can show that real quick. So that buy signal appeared and then it disappeared. So it tripped me up because it was like on that same second. But I think what happened was there's an issue with the internet right now, or like, I don't know, it seems like everyone's having issues with their internet. So what happened was I think my internet froze for like a second, and I thought there was a buy right here on this next one. But then it ended up spiking down. The reason for this spike down as well is because of the news today. So with the news going on, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. So the price just keeps spiking up and down. Normally it just moves smoothly up or smoothly down. But today, since there's news, there's a lot of people betting on both sides. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the options market. Do you trade options at all?
Is options like Bitcoin?
No, options are like so you know how like right here we're kind of trading to like pick the direction, right? We're trying to sell it because we think it's going to come down. We're trying to buy it because we think it's going to go up, right? So for the options market, they have like little price, like strike prices. So they'll have like a price right here, and then you can bet whether price is going to be above it or below it. So the thing with the option market is that it ties in with all of these other assets as well. So you can see right here, after this candle closed, it pushed up a bit. And then at that very last second, it spiked right back down. You can tell because that wick up here, it was pushed up as a bullish candle. And then all of a sudden it spiked down super fast. So what happens is, depending on which options market you're looking at, the options contracts expired like at a certain time. And I think it expired here at 7:30. So what happened was people were trying to bet on price to be above this line right here, right? So what happened was at the last second, they spiked price down and they took everyone's money that was betting up here. So that happens sometimes. Um, and that's how the markets kind of they all kind of tie in into like this big market that's kind of connected to the option market, stock market, futures market, currency market, Bitcoin market, all that stuff. And that's kind of what I saw happen here, especially during a news day, like a heavy news day like today. It's going to have an even bigger effect because people are betting on so many different things right now, and the market's just being manipulated. So that's why I got caught in that manipulation right there, because I saw that buy signal and price was in the green, but then ended up spiking down.
Okay. I see. So typically, like you're typically because of the news or whatnot, that's what. Okay, I got you.
Exactly. Yeah, because you can see here normally the price moves pretty smoothly, right? There's not really that many false signals. They're usually pretty valid. But today, this morning, because there's a ton of news, like if you looked at the news this morning, it was literally all morning from like midnight up until right now, 11 a.m. So there was news all morning, and then that affected the market. So that's why we usually try not to trade during news. But the market just looks so good, so we're like, might as well just take it. And I ended up getting burnt, but it's all right because I didn't call that signal. So like, thankfully, people didn't end up taking that trade. I know some people took it, so we did take that loss if someone did take it, but then we ended up swapping it this way. So profit should have swapped in the other direction. So it should be good at this point.
So is like you trading? Is this like something that been passed down through family, or was this just a choice of your doing?
It's just my choice, bro. I was looking for freedom, man. I was looking for freedom because I've been working like normal jobs my whole life, bro. I've been in school for like maybe 10, 12 years, just to be a lawyer. And then even throughout that time, I never really had money. My parents never had money. My parents been poor. I was poor growing up. And it came to a point where I was like, I'm not going to be poor anymore, and I'm going to make sure my kids aren't going to live that life. So I needed to find some way to make more money. So this was it. I'm able to, I make way more money trading now than I do as an attorney for sure. I make like probably as much as I'd make monthly as an attorney, probably like a day or a week is trading. So it came to a point where I was just getting shit from my bosses all the time, like chewing up my ear all the time about doing stuff. And then it came to a point where one day I just had it, I was like, I'm not going to take this no more. So I was like, I'm just going to drop it. So I dropped my job. I was working at a big firm, making a lot of money doing there, but it was stressful. I was working like 12-hour days, and it was just stressful work all day, day in, day out. So, that was really the turning point for me. I've been trading since like college. I was doing like stocks first. I went from like stocks to options. And then when I had a normal job, I couldn't trade during New York session anymore. So that's when I went to currencies because it was a 24-hour market. And then from there, it just blew up. Like I probably wasn't profitable until maybe 3 years in, like just like making some profit. And then I wasn't consistently profitable until maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And then that's where it came to a turning point where, 3 years in, I was like, man, I'm making more money trading. I was actually trading while I was at work, bro. I wasn't even doing work anymore at some point. I think at the beginning of last year, I stopped doing lawyer work, bro. I was just in my office at work, but I wasn't really doing work. I was like trading. I was low key on my computer at work, uh, trading, man. Like if you're a part of K2 like a long time ago, you would see me like this time last year, I was in my office sending free signals out. I was giving out trading advice, giving out signals out, but I was at my lawyer job, just, pretty much winging it until I made enough money to basically bounce. So hit March this year, and they're doing the layoffs for COVID and stuff like that. So they did like a voluntary layout. They were like, if you guys want to bounce, you can bounce. And I was like, well, I'm bouncing. You guys gave me that push. So I took off, and then that was that. Been trading full time since March, and it's been great.
Man, your story, man. It's still like, like at least you say you could be a lawyer, like, but at the same time, like, still it just shows that, like I have a daughter, and I do, of course I want her to go through the normal formalities, go to school, and get a high school diploma. But I feel as if, like, by the time we're gone, like I've seen like other educators, they train their kids to trade, so at the age of 5, like, they like have them like sitting watching, like, them just, when it comes to trading, to just teach the kids. So, for my daughter as well, like I'm trying to learn how I could like pass the information down to her, because I'm just like, who knows, she might want to go to college, that me personally, I just wouldn't want to put that on my kid. Like, because I was a dropout out of school. I went to Georgia State University in Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta right now, but I went to Georgia University. I didn't finish my course. Like I had probably, like, bro, I kid you not, I had like probably 20 more credits to graduate. But
Yeah, it's like 1 year,
after when
one
I
semester.
yeah, man, bro. Like, and I was doing health science. Man, I had 20 more credits, and then like, life hit me with a daughter. So I was like, damn, I wasn't working, so I started working warehouse jobs, and for me, just having that good quality from my father, saving money instead of me buying like the new. I mean, I know I was still fresh, but instead of me just buying all the expensive cars, and paying car note and all that, I went the other route. Like I just like, okay, reasonable, but it was so crazy. I didn't even know about trading. And God, I felt as if He stepped in my life to like, help me save money. So the money that I have saved now is just, now I'm using that like to like, it's like I'm using that to like to for good use, instead of me just spending the money for nothing, just trying to like show my money off. So now, like I said, like I'm just thankful that you just came out of the picture, because now it's just like, now I can actually like invest my money properly. Because bro, I've been trading for a year, and man, like, I've done went from Fibonacci to moving averages to uh what's that thing called with the clouds? It can
Oh, the
go under,
Ichimoku.
it can go over.
Yeah, the Ichimoku cloud. I used to use that too. I used to use all those indicators before. So the thing is, I went through like every strategy I could think of, bro. I literally was trying to find the holy grail, man. I was going through this, that, this, that. And it got to a point where it was like, this stuff isn't consistent, bro. You get like all those strategies do work, but they're seasonal. They work sometimes. They don't work all the time. So what happened was I grabbed all the best parts from all those strategies that I liked, and then I pretty much put them into something that, covered all aspects of trading. And that's how I made these K2 strategies. So that's why, all my knowledge, learning the good and the bad, I was able to pull out all the good stuff and then put it into my own strategy right here. Into something that works all year round. Because if you look at the results, I've been using the same strategy since January, like all year round, and there hasn't been any issues. And even before that, I've been using the same strategies for maybe the past 2, 3 years, and it showed me that if I just stay consistent with something that I know actually works, I'll be profitable no matter what at the end of the year. And like, thankfully, it's been a crazy profitable year, bro. Like, when I quit my job in March, I was kind of worried because I was like, fuck, what am I do with money? And then all of a sudden my US 30 trades just started hitting, bro, like March through July. And I was like, well, I got to treat myself. So that's when I went and bought my Tesla. And I was like, damn, how am I going to pay off this car note? And then, it seems like, God has just been guiding me this whole time, because I've been hitting profits back to back to back. And it's just, it's been a ride. It's been a great ride for the past, I guess, 2-3 years now. And that's pretty much how I figured out the strategy. Because the thing is, I'm able to identify things. So if I'm using a strategy like one of these and I see that I start hitting stop loss, then I can make adjustments to make things better. But for the most part, I think this is pretty much all that I really need, and pretty much anyone else in reality, if you just do this, pretty much long term. And the results speak for itself. So the results show that it actually works. So, I'm glad you found K2 too, bro, because I'm here trying to spread this knowledge. But, there's a lot of people out there that are stubborn. They learn from other people and they think that's the only way to trade. But then they come to K2 and it's like, I show them something that's so simple that actually works. And they're like, no, this doesn't work. I got to add the cloud to it. I got to add the moving average to it. I got to add all this other stuff. And I'm like, no, if you do that, you're just going to keep messing up. But yeah,
man, like, yo, like, exactly. Like, it just, I'm like this, right? Okay, when you set the Fibonacci zones up, like, yeah, it's all cool. It sets up your zones. But then I was so hard hit. I was like, yeah, I know where the market's going. Basically, the Fibonacci is mapping out the whole key of the market. Yeah, I know where it's going. But typically, it's just like, okay, but my entry points, like my risk management, my entry points were off. I was just like, bro, like, okay. I need to get a perfect entry point, or I need to find new strategies. I need to learn something. Go on YouTube, looking at people. And just for me, it was just like I was getting the information, because, when it comes to like stuff of that nature, you do have to have some type of level of, smartness when it comes to trading. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that doesn't matter. The whole point was, like, all the tools I was using was just bullshit. Like, I feel like it was just, if it doesn't make money, it don't make sense.
exactly.
Your strategy makes money, so that means your strategy makes sense. Like, bro, okay, typically, all right, I know I'm slightly going off the topic, but if a company was coming to you, hey, K2, we want to buy your strategy from you for $1.1 million, what would you say?
I'll say no, 100%. I had investors ready that want to buy into the strategy. They all wanted to buy into me, to be like their educator and stuff. But I was like, no, there's no way, because I can make that much just trading on my own. I don't even have to have a company. I could just trade on my own, and I could probably make that much in the same amount of time, if not like way less. So, so I would not take that the 1 million is nowhere close to where I want to be, because I'm already trying to aim for making like 100K a month with like trading, especially with the FTMO. Like, if I'm working on my third FTMO right now. So like the thing with these US 30 trades is, so each trade is about 2,250 each trade. And if I only would make like 2 wins a week, and that's being conservative, right? I make 2 wins a week, and then that's a week, right? And then you multiply it by 3.
Hold on. Bruh said that's just me being conservative. Damn.
Yeah. Damn. Because the thing is, we trade 5 trades a week. So I'm counting losses here. So I'm counting, maybe we have 3 wins, 1 loss, 3 wins, 2 losses, something like that. Because most of the time we usually win, we usually don't lose. So this is like a conservative profit for a week, right? And then I'm taking 3 FTMO counts. So if I multiply that by 3 right there, that's gonna be like 13,000 a week, bro. That's nothing to laugh about. That's a pretty good amount of money per week. And if you do that times 4 for a month, I'll be making like 54K a month. And then you multiply that by 12, bro, I'm already locking in like 600K a year, easy.
God damn, this man. Yeah.
And it's just, you think about the possibilities, because the thing with trading, it's all about probability. So it's the same with like looking at your profits as well. That's why I'm trying to be conservative here and only count 2 wins a week, because generally we'll have more than that. So in reality, this is probably going to be, I'm shooting for like the stars right now, but I'm trying to shoot for the moon. So, if I end up doing better than this, I can make way more than this, but this is like bare minimum. So this should be like the minimum goal right here. But obviously I'm going to try to shoot right through that, just to, keep myself level, where I'm not like, oh, I'm going to make $1 million this year, where I'm like, oh, I'm just going to make 600K this year. So I could be in between that range. You get what I'm saying?
Man, so the FTMO account, these are accounts funded by other people.
Yeah, pretty much. They're well, so this is what how it really works. A lot of people don't understand how it works, but FTMO basically they'll give you an account, right? You trade it, and the thing is they have their account that copies your trades. So basically, they copy your trades. That's where they make the real money. They're obviously not going to give you 100K like up front because you could just what if you withdraw that money, take it away, go missing? They're not just going to give you 100K,
Mm.
something like that. But yeah, basically with FTMO, they give you a funded account. Technically, it's a funded account, and then at the end of the month they pay you 70% of those profits. So say right here, if I made this like
Oh, you
conservative,
said the end of the month. At the end of the month, they pay you 70%.
exactly, yeah,
Oh, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot of money, bro.
that's what I'm saying. And like even if it's even right here, so this is like the gross amount, right? 600,000. If I only take 70% of that, my take home for the year is still like nearly 500K, and this is conservative.
And
And
bro, you're doing three.
three of them, yeah. So so
Oh,
that's
this man
why.
is.
Yeah, and the only trade I'm taking is the US 30. I'm not taking any other trades. I'm taking one trade a day. I don't got to worry about it. I just take it and then go off my day. With my Forex account, I trade out on my own personal account um, because I don't want it to cut in with this FTMO. Because what if I have a bad Forex, day, and then it cuts into my US 30 profit? So I'd rather just keep that separate, and I keep my Forex to my own personal stuff.
Man,
So
bro.
yeah, so that's what I got going on for me. And I'm just setting more goals. Like what I'm doing now is I'm doing this FTMO for me. Once I'm done with that 300K account, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open one for my mom and dad, like my parents, and then just do the same thing I'm doing already, but have that account go to their account so they keep that money and I keep my money, and we all we all level up from there, pretty
Hey
much.
man, listen. Hey man, I don't know how it is because we not blood, but I want to be part of the family, man. Hey, I want to be part of the family, man. Cause shoot, ain't no brother left behind, bro.
Of course, yeah. And that's how I treat the whole K2 fam. Like all of us here, we're all here for the same goal. We're all trying to make money. The thing is, if I'm winning, you guys are winning too, because we're all applying the same strategy. We're doing the same strategy, copying the same signals, taking the same entries. So that's why whenever we win, we all celebrate. That's why when you go on the page and you see all these profits, it's not even my profits. I could show my profits, and that wouldn't mean a thing because it's like, oh, this guy he could have tricked us. He could have like done something to just show his profits. But for me, I show like everyone else's profits because that brings me up. Because it's like, damn, I actually gave people advice and they took it and they actually made profit off of like my calls or off my indicators or off my strategy and stuff like that. So man, there's honestly, we're just getting started, bro. Because I just started doing this full time, and the profits this year have been crazy. So I'm just excited to see what happens next year. Because at that point, I can just keep increasing my lot size and just go for those bigger profits. Because it's like a snowball effect where you start making $100, and you start making $1,000, and you start making $10,000, and then it just keeps stacking and stacking and stacking from there. So I'm pretty excited for all of us, bro, for the next upcoming year since I'm doing this full time now.
Yeah, man. I went on YouTube because I was like, I was trying to do like research about you. Just, I'm just the type of person where my friend told me this: if before you do something or before you, I guess, anything that you're doing, like just make sure you do your research. And I went on YouTube and I saw you, and of course you're gonna look at the comments. And I saw some people like the haters gonna hate. I saw
Of
people
course,
like
yeah.
hating on you, but then I saw one. Okay, not trying to say anything, but it was like this white, elderly looking guy. He had a picture, a white face. I remember like it was yesterday. It was a white dude, and he was backing you up. He was like, man, listen, I don't know what you guys trying to say, but man, he helped me flip 3,000 to 15,000 in 1 week. So all y'all haters talking about this man, y'all need to hop off his. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, hey, bro, as soon as when you look at something and like your intuition just tell you, okay, I believe him just by how the way you feel about that comment, bro. Like I was just like, bro, this man is the truth, bro. Like this man is the truth. If everybody was to hate on you and a random white guy, he looked like a sailor, he looked like he got a yacht and a boat or something in the back of his yard. If a guy say that about you, man, that that tremendously boosts my confidence to be like, I have to see what this man is about, man.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
have
bro.
to.
Yeah, it's
I
funny because we have a lot of different people in K2. Like people are in
have to.
like all over, and it's like, yeah, whenever I see people's profits, I'm like, damn, that's crazy because they're making more profits than me. So I'm like, damn, that's crazy when the students make more profits than the teacher, you know? And it's
I'm like,
just
yeah,
yeah.
man, I seen it like on your Instagram. Like, I seen like people like, oh man, 20, like making like 20,000, 6,000. I'm like, what?
Yeah, man,
Like,
that's crazy.
like, what happened to that guy earlier today? I hopped on late, but it was like some guy that was in your. You said something about he was like posting your trades.
Oh yeah, no, we get that all the time. You know, it happens in a lot of it just happens in the trading space a lot of times. Like a lot of people that are like an IML or like those like basically pyramid scheme companies. What they do is they'll hop into like trading groups that are doing good, and then they'll just copy the trade. Like they'll copy everything. Like say if I post a signal, right, or if I post some results or something, they'll just copy it. And then they'll delete all the K2 stuff. So it looks like it was their trade. Like right here, it says like K2 daily entry. They'll just copy this and then they'll just put like, take off the K2 part and then they'll post it like it was their trade. And I know that's gonna happen, but it's worse when your own people in your own group come and like snitch to me that you're doing that. So it was like when I
Oh
saw that, I was just like,
wow! So that the dude who did that, the people came back from his group and told you.
exactly. They're like, hey, bro, like this guy's copying your trades and is posting it like they're his. And the thing is, I understand that's going to happen. Honestly, I don't care if people do that. If you just leave the K2 on there, because at least people can find out, who's K2, what's K2, what does K2 do. But if you're going to go and just post it like it's your trade, like make it seem like you came up with the analysis, you came up with that call, all that stuff. Like, I'm not cool with that because that's just, you're basically scamming people at that point, you know?
I got
So,
you.
so yeah. When I saw that, I was just like, man, it just goes against because in the terms of the agreement, it shows that you can't do that stuff. So, just to prevent people from getting scammed, I pretty much just booted him from the group because he basically burned that bridge by doing that. Um, but I mean, it happens. It happens all the time. Like I'm sure you're familiar with like people scamming, in Forex and with any other type of trading stuff. There's always people that are just copying other people's stuff and then trying to resell it in their own group like it was theirs.
You gonna have to be
So
quiet if you want to come in here. Yeah, yeah, my bad. I was talking to my daughter, but yeah, yeah, like, yeah, I done been scammed before when it comes to this trading stuff. But like, you know, just one thing about me, I just never quit. I never quit. I never stopped. I'm just like, shoot, you know, it did hurt, but you know, trust me, it
yeah,
did hurt. I done been with this girl. Oh my gosh, bro. When I tell you she could trade, you know, and she was teaching me and stuff like that, but it's just like we when you mix pleasure with business together, it don't work.
exactly.
So we started mixing pleasure to business, and then I was profitable when I was with her because she was calling the signals. But then when you do that, man, it's just like it messed up everything for me. And then I wasn't able to eat. But while I was with her, man, I was making like 5,000 in a day, bro.
Yeah,
5,000 in a day, 3,000 in a day, man. I was eating, but then things just happened. So ever since then, bro, like you're the next truth. Like as in a mentor, like I've been looking for someone like you because I haven't found someone like you in like a whole year, bro. So like I'm grateful, man. Like as soon as I start seeing the signals chat supposed, I was like, thank you, God. I found the plug, man. I was like, I found the plug.
yeah, yeah.
I
It's
found the
hard. It's
Forex
hard.
plug,
Yeah,
man.
exactly. It's hard to find people that will really mentor you or like will help you without, charge you an arm and a leg, bro. Cause like for me too, when I started trading, I was looking for a mentor as well. That's kind of how I came up with this as well. Cause like when I first started trading, I was looking for like a legit trading group, people that are really trying to make money. But every time I joined a group, it was always some scam group, bro. It was like you go there and there's like everybody doesn't know anything there. They're just copying signals or You go there and there's like one guy that knows how to trade, but he's charging you like 10,000 to mentor you and stuff. And I'm like, bro, I don't got 10,000. Why do you think I'm here? And then it just got to a point where
Have you heard of this guy named Shawn?
I think I've seen him before. It's like a bald guy, right?
Yeah, I did his mentoring thing. Like I had to pay like a whole, how much was it? I think it was like 1,000. Or maybe no, it wasn't 1,000. It was like probably like 700. But it was just like, I don't know. Like I took his trading stuff seriously, but I just never like it was a waste of money for me personally, bro. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know why I never fought through with his team or whatnot. But his team, like I don't know. Yeah, he overcharged for that. But of course he was profitable, but I just never took his trading stuff serious, bro. But one thing I notice about people who are genuine like you, bro, they always end up on top because that's what God wants. You know, when you out here trying to fish for $1, okay, it's all cool, but to put your money where your mouth is, like, okay, but at the same time, when you like genuinely helping people, like God triple, quadruple your blessings more than you trying to know that you have that talent, but trying to give it off for a quick buck.
Exactly, 100%. And that's how, like, even from the beginning, I used to give all the K2 stuff for free. And it just got to a point where I ended up getting too many people that were just scamming, Like, once you start giving out free stuff, you start to, like, attract all the scammers that want to pretty much take the stuff and then resell it for something else instead of, growing from it or actually using that material for like, the good and stuff. So that's pretty much like how I was too. I'm glad that it kind of played out like that for me as well, because I was giving out everything for free. And it came to a point where like my trading just got really good, bro. I think like over the last year, my trading just like got crazy good. And then at the beginning of this year, when I started FTMO, that's when it got even better because it forced me to use like proper risk every time. Because sometimes before I'd be using some random lot sizes and stuff, but now with FTMO, you can't do that. I don't. Have you done FTMO yet or not yet?
Nah. Like I've heard of it. Like I heard of it from people, and then I heard of it from you again. But I was just like, I don't know. But I mean, like one thing I have learned from like watching like YouTube gurus and all that, like they'll say it's not smart to trade with your own money. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
that's what they said. And then me personally, I'm just like, oh, okay, well, by that time I didn't know too much about FTMO, but I'm just like, oh, you want to say it's not smart to trade with your money because you already have millions of dollars to trade. But can you say a lot of for the people in the back who don't have anybody who's just gonna give him $500 like that? Like, where you think we're gonna have the capital to even start off? You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like apply for a loan from the bank to give you 2,000, and then you barely know how to trade, and you go below the 2,000, then you owe 2,000 on top of that. Like but with that, I'm not too sure how that works. You're like another day when we have a chance, you're gonna have to like, or when you can, you have to like tell me like about that more about that, or is it like an app you download or something?
You can like go on the website. Let me pull up the website real quick. So the FTMO, basically what it is, I was the first person in K2 to do it, and then I'm the one that introduced it to everyone because it was brand new to me too. Basically, the way that it works is you pretty much pay a challenge fee. You pay like a fee to try out their, to try out their service. And then you have like 30 days to reach a profit goal. So if you're going for like, for me, I have a 100K account. You got 30 days to make 10K for them. If you can prove that you can do that without, losing the max loss or the max daily loss, then they'll move you to the verification phase. After that, you got 60 days to make half the profit, 5,000, because they just want to make sure that you just can get lucky during the challenge phase, because sometimes people just get lucky. They'll take one trade and then it hits TP and, they're not just going to make you give you a funded account just because of that. So they make you go through the second phase. And then once you pass that, then you'll get the funded account. So technically there's like 3 steps to it. It's like a challenge phase, the verification phase, and then the funded phase where this is going to prove if you're like a legit trader. Most people make it through the challenge because they get lucky. Then they go through the verification to get another lucky week. But once they get to the funded account, what happens with a lot of people is they just end up flopping over there because they get too big headed and they're like, oh, I can trade. I'm a pro. I'm a funded trader now. And then they end up losing it like that first week. So it's like these 3 steps right here. But once you pass the third one, they refund you your challenge fee. So You at
Hey,
that
wait, you said they refund you your what?
the fee that you got to pay to take the challenge.
Oh, how much do you have to pay for the challenge?
So it depends on which account size you're doing. If you're doing the 100K, it's about 540 euros. I think that's about 650 US dollars. So that's how much it would cost to do the 100K. And then if you do the smaller ones, the 50K, 25K, 10K, it'll be a lot less. It'll probably be like $200 to take that challenge. Because the thing is, you can't just keep taking challenges and then just try to get lucky. That's why they kind of make you pay the challenge fee so that you have some skin in the game. Because the thing is, if they didn't charge you a challenge fee, you could just keep taking that challenge, 100 times until you finally pass it. And then at that point, you could still be getting lucky. But if you're paying like some sort of fee, it's gonna put some pressure on you. You got to be serious with your trades. You can't be taking dumb trades. You can't take anything too risky. But at that point, once you prove yourself, then they'll refund you that. And then at that point, you're basically trading risk free because you got a 100K account. You keep 70% of the profits, and then you don't risk anything because if you lose the account, you already got your challenge fee back. You can just go ahead and do it all over again if that happens. You get what I'm saying?
So, so did you go through the verification, the step two? You did the 60 days?
Yeah. So I'm done with all these. I did these in 10 days actually. It's a max 60 days. But like I mentioned, with the US 30 trades, each trade I can make about 200 $2,250, right? So if my profit goal is 10,000, so if you got to reach 10,000 within 30 days, and you divide that by 2,250, I only got to win 4.5 wins. So 4.5 US 30 wins, and I could pass the challenge phase right here. And that's usually what happens. I usually pass it within the week. And then after the 10 days pass, I move on to the verification. After that, I got to make 5,000, right? So it's even easier because at that point, let's see, 5,000 divided by 2,250, I only got to win 2.2 wins. So I could win 2 full TPs and then 1 partial win to pass the verification. So once I have that, then I get my funded account.
So worst case scenario, like say for instance the funding account that they give you, you blow it.
Yeah.
What
So,
happens?
so say you pass the challenge, right? Then you pass the verification, then you get the funded account. They give you your 100K, right? At that point, if you fail this, then you don't get the refund. And then you could start a new one if you wanted to. But
So they just have money like that? Okay, I'm confused. Is that so? There's real money that they're losing just like that?
so they don't lose money until you get to the funded phase because over here they want you to prove that you can trade. So at this point, they don't lose money. At this point, they don't lose money. At this point, they trust you. So they give you the account and then you can trade that. But there's a max loss. So they're only risking 5,000 in that 100K account. If you lose 5,000 in one day, you're done. They kick you out. If you lose 10,000 total, then you're done as well. They kick you out. So they're not really risking that much because they have a lot of upside. Like I was telling you, if I win all these US 30 wins, they're going to make their money back easy off that first try. So that's why they make you go through all these phases right here because they want to make sure that you can actually trade before they give you an actual account that has money in it, or like it'll translate to profits, like real profits. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. What is the percentage? What is your cut?
70%.
What? Oh my gosh. And you said that they give it to you at the end of the month.
Yeah. So my payout was on the 12th, I think. The thing with my account is that when you start to get funded, you can leave money in the account. So you see right here where it has a max loss of 10,000. So
Yeah.
if you leave money in the account, you can increase that. You can leave it to like 15,000, 20,000, something like that. So that if you have a bad week or a bad month, you're still in the game. You don't lose the account. But and it just gives you that cushion because 10,000, it looks like a lot, but in reality, it's not that much. That's like 5 back-to-back losses. But in reality, that never happens because I don't think we've ever had more than 2 back-to-back losses for US 30. So it's probably not going to happen, but I do leave some money in it because I think I sent my profits over here from my FTMO for this year so far. So yeah, right here I'm up like 13,000, but then I only took out about 382 because I wanted to leave some money in there to leave some cushion for the next month. Because, you know, as we're entering December and